Hello and welcome to this training video from Omni Capital Retail Finance. In this video we'll be showing you how to complete an Omniport application, add and remove users, product rates, use finance calculators, upload customer satisfaction notes, how to fulfill and cancel an application. Our test portal is identical with the live system, so anything you see here will be shown once you have access to the live system. First step on this journey to navigate Omniport is the dashboard. When signing into Omniport, the first page you will see is the dashboard. Here you can see the number of applications you have put through in each status. On the right, you'll be able to see your average amount of applications per day, applications in period, average order value, your total order value, and acceptance rate. Now we're going to complete an application. There are two ways to do this, and the first journey I'll walk you through is using our eligibility checker. Start by clicking on the finance calculator. Then select the loan product the customer will be using and input the price and deposit. You can adjust this slider as needed based on the customer's requirements. Or you can enter the deposit amount. The slider at the bottom will automatically move to reflect the percentage of the deposit. Before proceeding, please ensure the customer meets the minimum qualification criteria. These are 18 or over, gross annual income of £5,000 or more, a bank account with a direct debit facility, not currently bankrupt, subject to an individual voluntary agreement, or have any county court judgments. Customers will also need a valid email address. Having a finance calculator available in store helps customers quickly understand the affordability of their purchase, enhancing their shopping experience and increase the likelihood of completing a sale. This tool boosts customers' engagement, reduces purchase hesitation, and can lead to a higher conversion rate. Then click Check Eligibility. The finance calculator summary will appear, showing both you and the customer the loan repayment details. If these terms are suitable for the customer, you can proceed with entering the required information. The customer will need to enter their details, completing all fields marked with an asterisk, as they are mandatory. The customer will then need to click the box that confirms by providing your details you agree that Omni can share them with credit reference agencies. These agencies will give us information about your financial situation to help us check if you are eligible for credit. We will only use your data for this purpose, keep it confidential, and will not share it with anyone else. This check will not affect your ability to get credit in the future or be visible to other lenders. If you are eligible, you'll be able to proceed with your application. Once the box has been clicked, you can click Check Eligibility. There are two possible outcomes on this page. The customer will either be unlikely to be approved or, as in this case, likely to be approved for finance. This page will also indicate whether the customer is likely to be approved for a higher loan amount. In this application, the customer is likely to be approved for the upper loan amount of £3,000. From here, the customer can now proceed to submit a full application. Before progressing through to a formal application, these are ways you can gauge if a customer has potential vulnerability and key things to look for. Mental health. Does a customer have a condition that means they are clearly not understanding the information in front of them? Third party. If a third party with a customer seems to be forcing the customer, explicitly or implicitly, to take out the credit agreement against their will. Language barrier. If the customer cannot understand the information provided or the credit agreement they are signing, then they should not be signing the credit agreement. Financial. If a customer knows they will not have enough income to support the loan. As a retailer, you are not expected to question a customer on their mental health, Assessing potential customer vulnerability is simply using your best judgment on anything that stands out to you on a case-by-case basis. If you suspect that a customer who has applied for finance appears to have a vulnerability, or if you have any questions about a specific vulnerability, please refer this to our retailer support team. Click Apply. The rate card product, price and deposit will be pre-populated from the eligibility checker you have just completed. You will need to input the description of goods and a reference if one is required. If the entered amount exceeds the upper loan limit, a message will appear advising the customer that the outcome of the application may differ from the one previously stated, due to the price being above our suggested limit. If the customer decides to proceed and would like a higher loan amount than previously stated, they will enter the price they wish to apply for here. Click Create. By completing this form, the customer will be entering into a credit agreement and that interest may be payable, agree to have a credit check undertaken, which will leave footprint on their credit file, confirming that they can afford to pay the monthly instalments and deposit, confirming that they have a UK bank account with the details ready to enter into the application form. The customer will be asked a series of questions regarding their financial circumstances, so please make sure they have any relevant salary or other information to hand. Here you'll be presented with the loan application that the customer is about to apply for. This will confirm the loan type, price, deposit, value, term, first payment, monthly payments, APR and total interest payable. If this information is correct, click Continue. The customer must meet these minimum requirements before you move on. If they don't, they will be unable to apply for finance. Confirm with the customer that they are 18 or over and a permanent UK resident able to supply UK address history for the last 3 years. They have gross annual income each year of more than £5,000. For example, this can be employment, self-employment, rental income, benefits, dividends or pension, and have a bank or building society account with a direct debit facility. They are not currently bankrupt, subject to an individual voluntary agreement, or have any county court judgments. Declarations. The customer will need to declare that they understand the information they are about to supply will be used to make decisions on their credit application, including checks to confirm their income, and that Omni may share their personal data with selected third parties, including credit reference agencies, as part of their application process. They confirm that the information supplied in this credit application is true and that they are not aware of any potential changes to their financial circumstances now or during the term of the loan. They understand that before signing the loan agreement, they will review all the loan documentation that is provided, including the amount they are borrowing, the interest rate where applicable, and their monthly repayments. They will consider this information and only proceed if the loan is affordable. They understand that upon completion of the credit application form, a search will be conducted with the credit reference agency of their credit file, and that this includes the use of both public data and shared data. Once all points have been confirmed with the customer, please click Continue. This page will be pre-populated with the information you have already provided. You will need to input the remaining fields. Those fields are customer's gender and phone number. When inputting the phone number, this can be either a telephone number or mobile number. They will both have an asterisk next to them, however, only one is required and the application will allow you to move forward. Then select marital status and user address. Click Continue. employment status and gross annual income will be pre-populated from the information provided previously. Total household income. This is the total income into the household that would be available to help repay this loan. This field is optional to input, however, providing this information may result in a faster referral decision should the underwriters require it to make their decision. Main occupation will be the customer's job role. Employer name and years with employer. The customer will need to input their bank details. This will be the bank details used to pay their monthly instalments. The customer will need to confirm that they are using a personal UK bank account which is in their name and are authorised to set up direct debits from this account. This can be a joint account, however this cannot be a savings account or a business account. Use these tick boxes to select the customer's marketing preferences. If the customer does not want to receive any marketing, then leave the boxes blank. If the customer would like to find out about how we use their personal details, they are able to do this by viewing our privacy policy. Or if the customer would like to update their marketing preferences in the future, they can do so by emailing our customer service team. Click Continue. This will now complete the credit check. In this instance, the application has been approved. You can get 3 different outcomes from the credit check. These will be application approved, referred, or declined. The referral journey for retailers can be found in a separate training video. If the customer has any questions about the decline decision or would like to appeal, they can contact our customer service department. Details will be provided to the customer by email. By clicking this box, it provides an important opportunity for customers to let us know if they are aware of any circumstances where they may need additional support in managing their loan. It is a simple way to ensure that we can offer the right help. If the customer does not need any additional support, they will not need to click this box. Now click Continue. The customer will need to read and understand each document before proceeding. At this stage, if you haven't done so already, you will need to hand the device over to the customer to provide an e-signature. If the customer has decided that they would like to read the pre-contract information, direct debit mandate and credit agreement in their own time, you can email this by clicking the email button at the bottom of each page. Tick the dark blue bar. This will expand the information that the customer will read. The application will not allow you to move forward if the information is not expanded. The pre-contract information will provide the information about the loan agreement, how much this will cost the customer, any late payment fees that will be applied, consequences of not paying for the loan, and the rights to cancel the loan. The customer will have the option to print the documents by selecting the print icon on the bottom of the page. Tick the box to confirm you have read and taken time to consider the pre-contract explanation. The customer will automatically receive these documents to the confirmed email address that they have applied with. Click Continue. Again, you will need to expand the dark blue bar for the direct debit mandate to appear. The customer will need to check that their bank details are correct. They will not be required to provide a wet signature. This will appear as an e-sign once the customer has confirmed the 2 boxes below. The customer should read and understand the direct debit guarantee. The customer will need to tick, I can confirm that this is a personal UK bank account, not a business account from which direct debits can be made. And I can confirm that I am authorised to make payments from the account and am authorised to provide sole authority to set up the direct debit if this is a joint account. I understand that by ticking this box and clicking Continue, I'm effectively signing and approving the direct debit authority. Once the customer has provided this information, click Continue. This has now taken us to the final page of the documentation, which is the customer's fixed sum loan agreement. On here, the customer can see their details, retailer details, and a description of goods or service that they are purchasing. We will send a welcome email to the customer once they have received the goods or service. This will provide details that their first payment will be due around 30 days after they receive their welcome email. If the customer would like to change their payment date, they can do this by contacting Omni Capital Retail Finance, and we can look to do this with them directly. Cancelling the agreement. The customer has the right to cancel the agreement for a period of 14 days, beginning on the day after the date of the welcome email. They can do this by telephoning us or writing to us. Cancelling the agreement does not cancel their purchase, and they will need to make separate arrangements with you, the retailer. Or the customer will notify yourselves and you will contact us to make the necessary changes. The customer has the right to repay their loan early, in full or part. If they wish to do so, they will need to notify Omni Capital Retail Finance. Any cost to the customer to settle early will be detailed in their credit documentation. Before moving on to the tick boxes, you must make sure the customer has read and understood the customer declaration. By ticking this box and clicking Complete Application, they are in effect signing the agreement. Agree to be legally bound by its terms and confirm that they understand all the information provided to them up to this point. This brings us to the end of the application journey. Omni will email the customer copies of each document that they have just signed. We will also email the welcome pack to the customer once you have confirmed that the product or service has been taken, delivered or arranged. You will do this by fulfilling the application, which will be shown shortly. In the welcome pack that we provide to the customer, this will have details of our self-service portal where the customer will be able to check the outstanding balance, make a payment, send an inquiry or arrange a callback. This application has now been completed. You may close the browser. If the customer wants to proceed with an application without any advanced checks or complete the application from home, click the Loan Application button. If the customer would like to complete the application in their own time, you have the option to email a link to them. To do this, click Email Loan Application. In here, you will enter the customer's email address, select the finance product, description of goods, price and deposit. Then press Send. This will email the customer a link to the email address to complete their application. Enter the customer's email address. This will be where the customer will receive their credit agreement and any regulated documents, so please confirm with the customer that this is correct. Click Next. This will take you straight into the main application journey, bypassing the eligibility checker. Now I will show you how to navigate loan applications. On the left-hand side of the page, you will need to click the 3 horizontal lines. Once clicked, locate loan applications. On here, you'll be able to see all the applications that you have put through. You'll be able to see the most recent applications at the top. To open the application, select the blue circle. Once the application has been opened, you'll be able to view all the application details. Scroll down to the Customer Details tab. This will be used when you contact Omni Capital with a query. This will be where you will find all the customer's personal information that we require for you to complete data protection. Deposit details. The deposit details will show you the deposit amount and if the deposit has been paid. Notes and attachments. Notes and attachments is used for being able to see what notes are left on the customer's application. This is mainly used for when underwriting request information and documentation from the customer. You can make notes on the application, however, just adding a note will not notify Omni Capital Retail Finance. CDS notes and attachments. You will be able to review any CDS notes that you have uploaded if you are a retailer who has an agreement to upload satisfaction notes or proof of delivery. If your customers are completing Omni's emailed satisfaction note process, you will be able to view the concerns raised by the customer if any are raised. On status history, you will be able to see the current and historic statuses that the application has been in. The most common ones that you will see are signed documents, approved, awaiting fulfillment, refer, customer action required, and payment requested. Each status is explained in the retailer training manual. Above the tabs there will be 4 buttons: back, cancel loan application, pay deposit, and amend loan application. The amend loan application journey is detailed in the application amendments video. If the customer has made the payment to you in store, you will click Pay Deposit. This will bring up a box which will allow you to mark the deposit as paid. Enter your password and click Mark as Paid. This is updating the application to advise that the deposit has been made successfully. If you have the functionality set up for the customer to be able to make the deposit payment with a link to their email address, once the customer has made the payment, this will automatically mark the application as paid. When the customer makes the deposit payment, the status will change to awaiting fulfillment. You will fulfill the application once the customer has received the goods or services. This is requesting Omni Capital to make payment to you and set the loan live. To fulfill the order, you will click Fulfill Order button. Enter the fulfillment date, which will be the day you fulfill the application and cannot be in the future. If you are required to submit a satisfaction or proof of delivery, you would be required to upload the proof here. Select the note type that you have provided. You also have the option to make any fulfillment notes. Then click Submit. Please note, if you are not required to submit one of these notes, the option will not be available to you. The order has now successfully been fulfilled and the status of the application has changed from awaiting fulfillment to payment requested. To cancel an application before the goods or services have been provided to the customer, you will need to open the application, scroll down to locate the button Cancel Loan Application and click. You will need to select the cancellation reason as Other and input notes. For example, customer returned goods. Enter your password, then submit. If the customer has made the deposit payment at this stage via the link, this will be refunded to them automatically. If the customer has made the deposit payment to you, you will need to refund the customer directly. The application status has now changed to cancel. If the application has been fulfilled, you will not be able to make a cancellation via the OmniPort platform. You will need to email our dedicated retailer support team. If you are reducing the price after the loan has gone live, this will also need to be emailed to our retailer support team. Now I will show you how to add or remove a user. Click on the 3 horizontal lines on the left-hand side of the page. This will bring up a list of tabs for you to select. Go down to Users and click. In here, you'll be able to view all your users. To add new user, locate the Add New button. You will need to select the branch using the drop-down. If you have more than one branch, they will appear here. Input the username, which will be the capital letter of the first initial and a capital letter of the surname. For example, test will be capital T, EST. Please note that when implementing the username, you will not be able to add a user that has the same name as an existing user. So what we suggest doing is adding a number at the end of the staff member's name. You will then move on to input the email, first name, and last name. For the password, we set this as password1234!, which will allow the user to create their own individual password. When selecting a role, this can depend on who in your business will be using OmniPort and what you would like them to have access to. Retailer customer service. This user is generally used for sales staff who will be placing orders only. They will have access to creating new applications, view existing applications, and cancel applications pre-fulfillment. Store manager. This user would be suitable for someone who will be managing a branch. They'll be able to create new applications, view existing applications, cancel orders, fulfill existing orders, add and edit new users, amend applications if you have this functionality enabled. Super retailer. This user is typically a user at the company's head office. They will be able to complete the same as the store manager, including view and set live your existing products available to you. Once you have selected a role, click Save. When a member of staff has left the business, or you no longer want them to have access to OmniPort, go into their user by selecting the blue box in the Edit column. On the Edit Retailer User page, remove their role and click Save. This will mean that the user will no longer be able to log into OmniPort. Next, I'll be showing you your products. Click the horizontal lines on the left-hand page and click Products. On here, you'll be able to view all products available to you. Scroll down to the bottom of the page where you will find the button Edit Products. Click Edit Products. This will take you to a page which will show you your available and unavailable products. To set an unavailable product you have to available, click on the left-hand box so that you can see a tick. Scroll down and click Set to Available. Again, if you wanted to make one of those unavailable, you would select the box on your available products and select Set to Unavailable. Thank you for taking the time to watch the OmniPort application training video today. If you have any further questions, please contact your account manager. There is an FAQ provided in our retailer training manual,